You know what it is, man. This what it is. This what it is. This what it is. We doing the Casanova Part 2 cap up. All right? You want to know what Casanova get ready to go through? You at the right place. This is what we do. All right? You know what it is. Unique Mecca audio, man. I want to take this pause. That's what that 3 second was. So all the haters, suckers, dudes that don't understand what time it is, tune out. Now is your chance. This is about Casanova. He was facing 15 to 60 years. You know? They gave him the low end 60 years. Not sounding good, not saying nothing, not insinuating anything, just giving you the real, how the court system works. That's what we do at Unique Mecca Audio. If you got any trending topics about any rappers, court situations, or hood situations, call, text it to the number that's going to flash on the screen, 917-680-9091. And if I like it, we gonna kick it, all right? Now, Casanova. So you understand a RICO case. A RICO charge carries a minimum of 20 to life. You can't get less than 20 years for a RICO unless you're cooperating. Not saying that the brother's cooperating because he might not even had a RICO joint. But if he had a RICO and they dropped it to less than that, that's something for the brothers to look into. I'm not going to look into it. That's not my business. But I'm telling you, you know, because y'all looking for content, if a man got a RICO charge, any man, and he get less than 20, something is not right. That's all I'm going to say, you know. Now, I think Casanova had a conspiracy to RICO. You know what I mean? Who this? Yo. Hold on. Yo, who this? Hello? All right, done. All right, like I said, I answer my phone. So that number that's on the screen, I answer that number or at least text the number. And I definitely will respond. I'm guaranteed to respond. You understand? But now, like I said, Casanova, if you got a RICO case, you can't get less than 20. End of story. Done deal. I'm not going to play no games. If you got a conspiracy to RICO, you could get less than 20. Y'all know what he had. Y'all know what he got. You know what it is. If he didn't have that, boop, 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 then that's what it is. Y'all come up with your YouTube content creation on that. But I'm giving you the facts. You don't get less than 20 years for a RICO unless something is not right. Now, let me explain this to you. He dropped his flag. So we already spoke on that other one, so I'm not going to waste a lot of time with it. That means that, you know, he has to sit down with the FBOP, meaning the Federal Bureau of Prison, you know, classification committee and the gang task force, where he has to give up information, all the information that they ask about the gang. They have to be satisfied with what he gives them. They're going to feel they have to learn something new from what they gave them in order for them to classify him as a gang dropout. If he's not classified as a gang dropout, he will be going to a USP. It's no joke in the USP. I got men in the USP. We got Jimmy Fingers in the USP. We got Boy George in the USP. We got Kevin Gray from DC in the USP. You know, we got Jerry Wu, you know, from Harlem in the US. Well, he's in a low now. But you know what I mean? But I'm saying you got these type of men with this type of mentality that we don't do any type of faking and no type of bull crap. So I'm just letting you know what it is. Y'all want to know what Casanova is in for? Tune in to Unique Mecca Audio. I'm letting y'all know now, I'm looking for females that want to get their bodies sculpted right. I'm a physical trainer and nutritionist, and I want to show, you know, what the prison taught me. So I got a Unique Mecca Audio Prison YouTube channel getting ready to go up. So any females watching this that want to get your body right for the summer, get with me. 30 days, you will see a change. Call the number on the screen, 917-680-9091. I will get your body in shape if you follow my instructions. So, and if you want to get into Unique Mecca Audio Models, you feel like you're a stripper, you want to get your body up, I got a Unique Mecca Audio Models at YouTube page. Check it out. I'll feature you on that. Put your Instagram and your other branding information on that. So ladies, text me at that information and then give me a call. 9 times out of 10, it's better to text, but I do answer the call, but I'm a busy man. So if you know somebody that got a body that want to get on that joint to get their branding up, I got over 5,000 followers on that, you know, and I'm getting ready to bring it over to the YouTube. So if y'all trying to get in it, females, you can send me your twerking videos, your workout videos, your whatever videos, because I got the Unique Mecca Audio Models for the twerking, and I got the Unique Mecca Audio workout joint for the females that want to get their bodies right. And I'm telling you, I'm going to get your body right. You see, I got the 6-pack and all that at 60, not a problem. Now, Casanova, they got something called, you know, classification. Classification is where they classify you, meaning if you're in a gang, you get 8 points, you know. If you're under a certain age, you get another like 8 points, that's 16. You're in another, you know, category, then you get the leadership role, that's 4. You know what I mean? That's 20 points off the rip, you know. And if you've been in the gang X amount of time or you're a leader, you get another 4, that's 24. So that's what put all the young boys in the penitentiary. When I was in the system, they didn't do the points that way. You only had to have 14 points or less to get to a medium, and it was hard as hell with a man that started off like me at a category 6 criminal offender, because I started off at level 10. You know, then I only had room for 4 more points. Then the leadership role, 4 points, brought me up to the 14. Then the obstruction of justice, because they said that I tried to murk one of the witnesses, you know, all types of crap. Just giving y'all the real what it is. But Casanova is in for a rough ride. When I say rough ride, I'm not just talking about a physical rough ride as far as getting cut in the face, jumped on or whatever. I'm talking about an emotional and mental rough ride. An emotional and mental rough ride is because when you first go to a jail, you got to worry about who's there. You got to get a knife as soon as you get there. As Banky Pound says, tune in, check out my man Banky Pound, because I do promote other channels on my joint. I have no problem with it. If you're a stand-up man and, you're pushing positivity, you know what I mean? I will help you out with the 56,000 subscribers I got, because this is for us on YouTube. It's not just for me on YouTube. I'm here for everyone. So I heard there was a brother out there talking crap about me because I bigged up 10 Toes Down. 10 Toes Down, he holds people accountable. And I've watched this man and went with this man down to the courthouse while he went and got, paperwork to substantiate what he's saying to hold people, accountable. That's why I mention his name. It's not just because he's my homie. If it's anybody else out there, contact me. You know what I mean? My number's on the screen. I'm even going to say this. I'm going to take it a step further because I'm that real and none of this, even move me. You know what I mean? Skin thick as hell because I done been through hell. My man, Zip with the Drip. Y'all tell my man Zip with the Drip, to contact me so me and him could talk. You know what I mean? That's how we handle it as men. Zip with the Drip, I'm not mad at nothing about your past videos, none of that. My number's on the screen. I'm a real brother. Call me. I'm inviting you to call me so you could tell them you called me. You understand what I'm saying? And that's what it is. Now, let me go. You got the classification, so that could run him up. But being that he denounced the gang, he's starting out with that -8. You know what I mean? Then, being that, he's the leader, he's stuck with that. You follow what I'm saying? So it is what it is. Hold up. Who this, man? Yo. Hello? Man, get out of here. I don't do no spam calls. Go find somebody else's mother to play with. All right? Go play with your own mother. Your mother looking for a finger in it right now. Hang up. Don't call my number no more. Take my number off your service. Now, next. See, that's how I handle the spam and everything. I ain't got time for the bull crap. If I said there's something, the game would be sold and I told Cash App on the screen. Make sure it says it was created in July 2020, not 2023. 2023 is the hacker. They even put a picture of me up there. That's not me. You can still send me my donations, you know what I mean, to support the channel and the movement at Unique Mecca Audio, Unique Mecca Hall, at the joint. It's all on the screen, you know, but make sure it was created in 2020. But anyway, so Casanova now, he's not going to be safe anywhere. Anywhere he go, you're going to have somebody that's trying to gain their props. You understand? So when they trying to gain their props, you know, they're going to try and make a move on them. I respect the fact that when dude went and cut him in the face a couple of weeks ago, week ago, whatever it was, you know what I mean? He went back and got his get back. Now, that's the same thing that happened to one of my little homies from Brooklyn. We in Lewisburg back in 1995. DC dude ripped him in the face with an ox. That's what we call a razor in the prison, an ox. He ripped him in the face with an ox. So he went back, you know, we sewed his face up, because that's what homies do. So we had to sew his face up ourselves. So we sewed his face up. He went to the movie theater that night, and he caught his man that ripped him and gave him the same $150. So now they both even. That's called fair exchange. Ain't no robbery. Can't get no better than that in the penitentiary. Y'all don't like me saying it. I don't give a crap about none of you fake trolls that talk about, oh, a real man is supposed to be on the street taking care of his family. I agree 100%. Let's get that right. But right now, I'm telling about when you're on the street, when you're in this code, when you're under this honor. You understand what I'm saying? I respect those brothers as well as I respect you that work and take care of your families like I'm doing now. But somebody have to tell them what the street code is, period. Now, Casanova ran down the dude that ripped him, and you know what I mean, the police even said the other dude was more bloody, but bottom line is they was both bloody. So if you youngins want to get involved in that, to get bloody, to get a rep, to get on the news, to be like Casanova, do you. I'm telling you, don't do it. Back then, I wouldn't have listened to nobody telling me nothing. Michael Dean from Jerry's Den Barbershop, 143rd and Hamilton Place, up there by Amsterdam, used to tell me, Unique, you pulling up here with like 20, 30 cars with all out-of-town plates from all different states up and down the East Coast. You know, all they got to do is just say your name, that you gave it to them, and they get you on conspiracy. I didn't want to hear that crap, but he was right. Just like I'm right today. So it's up to you if you want to hear that crap. I didn't want to hear it. You know what I mean? See, there's a lot of y'all that don't want to hear it. Tune out or just enjoy the entertainment or just sit there hate and say, who this old-ass cocky man. Don't I look good? You know what I mean, darling? My people's got me this little outfit. You know what I mean? You know, my man Flip looked out. You know what I mean? He always look out when I need him. You know what I mean? I got other people that look out. Susan Feinberg. You know what I mean? We do our thing, man. You know. But anyway, let me get back to this. So now that's how the classification works. You get over 24 points, you wind up in the penitentiary. This brother right now under 35, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So that's another 8 points. So the 8 points for the gang, the 8 points for that is 16. Then the 4 points for being a leader, that's 24. That's 20 points. You need 24 points to go to a penitentiary. Then they look at your criminal history. Been in and out of prison, so he's at least a category 4 to 6. So that's another 4 to 6 points. That's automatically penitentiary. But being that he denounced the gang, you understand? And you don't denounce a gang with the government. Let me say this. I respect this brother. I've been watching his videos. I watched this movement. You know what I mean? I respect his gangster. Period. But if he denounced the gang in that court letter without consulting with his comrades first, that's not good, Mr. Casanova. And I'm with you 100%. I love your movement because I love the street and I know what the street represents. And when you're on the street, you got to follow the rules and code of the game, and you followed it all the way so far from what I've been watching. Even up to you denouncing a gang. If you consulted with your comrades. If you didn't, that's a black eye. You know? Now, we're going to find out what's going on. But a RICO charge, you don't get less than 20 years. A RICO charge, you get 20 years or more. Period. So the low end is 20 years the government could give you. They can't go below it unless you give them substantial assistance. But if he had a conspiracy case, conspiracy to RICO, then he could get less than 20. Y'all know what he got. Y'all rest of that in the comments. I'm just giving you the facts. I'm not making no judgment because it's not my business. I got my own life after 3 decades damn near away in federal prison. But I want to make sure that y'all woke to really understand what is going on. You know what I mean? So you understand. Now, you get involved in a gang or you break the law, you know? Once you do that, only way to come back is like he did, was to denounce the gang. Denouncing the gang to the judge and the prosecutor is one thing. But they got the FBOP that you have to sit down and convince that you wasn't just playing a game on the judge and got over to get the 15 years. If they feel that you violated and you're trying to get over on the time in the system, they're gonna put you with the wolves. End the story. So don't say I didn't tell you. You understand? Casanova got hope. Let's give him a round of applause. Calm down, please. Now, Casanova got hope because he got 15 years. They're not going to give him the gang points. They're going to give him the age points. They might not give him the leadership role, but they might. But whatever they do, he's looking at going to a Federal Correctional Institute, which means FCI. That's a lower security prison where you got all kinds of dudes that did things they wasn't supposed to do that's not allowed to go to the penitentiary. But if your classification is high, like your criminal history and things of that nature, then you wind up in a penitentiary. Then it's a whole nother set of rules, which is what I'm sitting here breaking down to you. So now, don't say that I didn't tell you. Let's ride. Now, you know, it's like a game show, you know. Now, so you understand, they investigated him for over a decade. They could have picked him up a decade ago. He would have got 1 or 2 years, went in, did that on his head, and came out. I did 5 years in 80X Supermax and lockup, went by like that. You know what I mean? So a 3-year bid, 2-year bid, a year bid, a 5-year bid, like that. We eat it up like the gangsters that we are. But when they talk about life in prison, and then putting you in prison for 26 years, man, we talking about something, you know? A lot of the rats and trolls and flip-flop wearing in public dudes that don't like me saying it, you know? Don't like me up here giving the real, and they don't like it that there's no blemishes on my jacket, so they try and create blemishes on my jacket. Go check out all my previous videos and listen to my stories, but make sure you check out the video that I put up on Father's Day where I put my paperwork that I was sentenced to 330 kilos of crack cocaine. So you understand. Witness testified that they counted 1.5 million, 750,000, and so on. That's over 2 million that they counted. You understand? I had the police take $1 million from me out of a Mercedes-Benz. I hate Mercedes-Benz. I would never get another Mercedes-Benz. I've been given a couple of Mercedes-Benz from dudes that owe me, and I gave them away because I never drive another Mercedes-Benz again until I get over this phobia of when these people pulled me over and I had the $1 million in the trunk of the Mercedes-Benz. I just brought that day, you know, that day I bought that Mercedes-Benz. They pulled me over. I had $1 million in the car. They pulled me over and they said, yo, you going to give me this money or we take this car? I said, here, take the title to go with it. A week later, they came back and they shook me down, extorted me, whatever you want to call it, so that I would have to give them $10,000 a week to keep me out of jail and to keep my peoples from getting minimum charges and so on and so on. That's what happened in the game when you're at my level. You got wolves out. The police is wolves. You know what I mean? You got wolves on the street. You understand? But we're not worried about the wolves on the street. We respect them. We know they're gangster. But their gun go off, our gun go off, and it is what it is. And at the end of the day, when they're done and the smoke clear, whoever's alive, You know what I mean? We continue, or we, come to a, understanding that there was going to be no extortion on this end. You know what I mean? Or we continue to fight. That's what happened. And I don't want you youngins having to have this mentality or get into this, because it's not worth it. At all, it's not worth it. They investigated these brothers for 10 years. Over 10 years. They could have brought them in at any time. But they wanted to make sure the time added up. That's what y'all have to understand. Remember, I'm looking for females that want to get their bodies right, or females that's into modeling, whatever, like the straight stunting models and things like that. Contact me if you're a model, stripper, and you want to get on my page. Go look it up. Unique Mecca Audio Models. It's popping. We good. You know what I mean? But I want to help some of my females trying to do something so that we could get their branding up there. And I'll even showcase them on my YouTube channel. I'm getting ready to start. So you can send your twerk videos, your whatever videos, females send your videos, to my number that's getting ready to be on the screen of you working out, just a picture of your body so I can see what workout plan and nutrition plan I got to give you, because I'm certified for all that, and we're going to get it right. You know what I mean? And for you rappers that's trying to get on, send your music to MA record label. Matter of fact, send it to Unique Mecca Audio at Gmail. For you rappers that got videos and things, I'm getting ready to start my video channel up. It's a lot of things we get ready to do for the summer where I'm going to try and help put money in your pocket. You know what I mean? So instead of just talking about don't do it, don't do it, don't do it, I'm trying to give you a way. The females, I'm going to help build your brand up with my YouTube, build your brand up with my Instagram and Facebook and Twitter. And, for you dudes, that want to rap and get your video exposed, contact me. I'm going to put up a Unique Mecca Audio YouTube channel that I already got up. I'm just going to activate it. I'm here for the people. You understand? Just so you understand, Now, send trending topics. If it's something that's going on, a trending topic that's going on out there, like on Casanova, YSL, FBG Dub, somebody getting shot, 3-year-old killing somebody, just whatever it is that you want, my opinion from a street gangster's point of view, send it to the phone number that was just on the screen. That's 917-680-9091. I'm doing everything I can to try and help us get $1 in our pocket, period. Now, so it's like, it's real crazy, man. Like I said, the brother's in for a rough ride. And I don't mean physical, because let's take the trees. You got a tree and you got the leaves. You got the branches and you got the leaves. When I say he's in a rough ride, y'all thinking of the leaves. The leaves is the small part. We got to go down to the root. When I say rough ride, I mean that he's going in. That's the strongest part. That's the emotional and mental part of surviving, to where he got to watch his back every time somebody new come off that bus. So every Tuesday when that bus come in, he got to sharpen his knife up and put his straight stunting magazines on for his bulletproof vest, because you never know who's coming off the bus. When you're walking on the compound, you don't know who's already there. So you got to think, what could you get your hands on real quick to make a knife? Or as Banky Pound says, a Bethlehem is the same thing, just so y'all understand. Okay? So the rough ride, is the mental and emotional state that he has to go through. When I say that, just like the government know they got what we call a carrot over us. Let me explain to you what a carrot is. A carrot is me in Jamaica, right? Me in Jamaica, my grandfather have a big old dirty mule, a big old a donkey, you know what I mean? A jackass, So he walked around plowing the yard with this donkey all day, and we took turns going out in the sun because it was so hot that we couldn't bear the sun all day sitting on the back of the donkey. So everybody took turns on the donkey. And I asked my grandfather why the donkey has to stay out there and we come in. Shouldn't he come in and get some water and some shade too? My grandfather said no, because there's a carrot for the donkey. On top of the donkey's head was a stick that my grandfather had secured and a carrot hanging down. This donkey saw the carrot and he walked and followed the carrot. If you turn it this way, the donkey turned that way. If you turn it this way, the donkey gonna turn that way. We're gonna follow it. to try and get to this carrot that he's never going to get to. It's the same thing, you know, when you drop out and drop your flag or rat. Remember, or rat. Not saying that the brother dropped his flag and you ratted. No, I don't put bad bones on nobody, not me. So anybody want to reach out, reach out. But now it's the same equivalent to the administration would use throwing you back to the wolves in the USP as the carrot that's on the donkey's head by telling these guys that dropped out or ratted while you're at these dropout and rat cheese factories that if something happened, your ass going back to the penitentiary to go deal with them dudes. You know what I mean? Every time they act up, they say, you want to go to the penitentiary? The same way the donkey act like he don't want to walk no more. We jingle the carrot in front of his face a little more. All the same metaphor. You see why I let you know, my Cash App is on the screen. Make sure it was created in 2020, July, not 2023. That's my Cash App. You know what I mean? Yes, the game is to be sold, not told. My respect for gangsters, 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 gangsters. On this channel, respect the hustle. People that never been here don't know nothing, don't know what's going on, so they do what they want to do. But now, remember, again, casting calls for females for my Unique Mecca audio models page. You know what I mean? Numbers on the screen, 917-680-9091. Casting call for females that want to get your bodies right for the summer. You know what I mean? Let me do that. You see, I'm 60, six-pack and all that, and you know what I mean? Yo, it is what it is, man. You know what I mean? But I've been on here long enough. I want to tell you I thank you. Make sure you like this video. I want my likes up. Give me the comments. I don't care if you just put an emoji. All right? And share this video. And go to my RICO channel, Unique Mecca Audio, and my podcast at all major podcast networks, Spotify and iTunes and iPodcasts or whatever, and download a video to show support if you're not going to represent with the Cash App. But remember, it had to be created in 2020 to be me. Ignore the picture of me. That's not me. Period. You got that? All right, let's tap out. Come on now.
Cheers, cheers, toast the crime, toast the crime, the crime, the crime, the crime. What?
Fresh out the can of 26, yeah. Heat back on the strip, getting back in the mix. Yeah. What he mentions a gift. You stand up 10 toes down, and I suggest you pay attention to this. Real. Take a little gully posse and put it in Harlem. He cut from the bottom, came up from the bottom. Drop the book, you should go and get it. The Instagram page and the YouTube, you could go and visit. Yeah. Then you could consider yourself LinkedIn. Sit front row and get Jews from a kingpin. How he went through it, so you ain't gotta go do it. To not pay attention would be stupid. Talking about a man that probably put your grandfather on. Probably the reason that him and your grams got along. A man that generated millions on the block, did his time, never squilling to the cops, Mecca audio. Get it live like 2 G's in the 90s. Drop top beamer so shiny. I let shorty go, she was wine. Treat her like my past, she behind me. Spend a couple bands on the Dapper Dan. Yui back again, getting green like a Packers fan. No cap, it's a roaring uptown. They be horn uptown, Dominican bust downs. Now we on the positive, Yui got a lot to give. Now he trying to stop the kids from being inoperative. So take heed, homie, lend a ear. He started in uptown, he gon' finish dead. But now it ain't about selling drugs, buying cars. It's about buying property to make the community ours. So we can give back to the youth them. Cause they the truth them. And bless up to all the rude men.